And let's have a quick go at this log question. So question A says, show that the equation 2 log to the base 2x equals this side here, where k is a constant, can be expressed in this form. Okay, let's first do that. So now 2 log to the base 2 of x equals log base 2 kx minus 1. Now you've got plus 3 here, so I'm just going to do a little trick here. You should know that when you've got log to the base any, and if you put that base and you put the a here, that is equal to 1. Okay, so that's one of the log properties you should have been introduced to. So if that is 1, I'm going to multiply that 3 by 1, which is just 3, so that's going to be plus 3 log. I'm going to use the base 2 to the 2. Now hence log base to the 2 to the 2 is equal to 1, so 3 multiplied by 1 is just 3. Now the reason why I've done that is going to become a bit more clear, because I want them all into log base 2. We'll take the 2 up here to the power, so that becomes log to the base 2 x squared. And what I can do here, I can now do, I'm going to take that 3 to the top, okay, just like I did here, just to save a bit of space, so that 3 can go now up here. I mean, there's another way you could do this, but I'm just going to keep it simple like here. So I've done the same trick here that I've done there. Now 2 cubed is 8, okay. And with the log rules, you should also know that when you got a log add a log, you can then put it all to one log and multiply these two. So that will become log to the base 2. Since that's 8, it's going to be multiplied by this bracket. Okay, so we combined all that together. And the beauty about this is, once we combined everything, you've just got logs on this side and logs on this side. And what you can do now is quite simply just get rid of the logs. You can only do this when you just got it all together. Okay, so down here you couldn't go around cancelling logs. Okay, they all has to be log to something and log to something, then you can cancel it. You can't have the adds and the 2's in front. Okay, now once you've done that, you can now state that x squared is equal to this bracket here, which is going to be 8kx, and you multiply it out, minus 8. So it's looking very similar to this, and if I bring everything to one side, I'm going to get x squared. Take that to the side, it's going to be minus 8kx, minus goes to this, minus 8 goes to this, so it becomes a plus 8, and that will equal to 0 as required. Okay, so we've done that part A. Now part B, it says given that this is the equation, so that equation that was up here has only one root, find the value of the root. Okay, now if it's only got one root, so I'm going to just put, let me just line this up 1 minute so we separating the two. So I'll put a line here. What I'm also going to do is some box here just in case I'm running out, just to state some facts if I need them. Okay, back to here. So one fact I need to know only has one root. That means that the discriminant b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. Okay, and in this case, a is equal to 1, b is going to equal minus 8k, and c is equal to 8. So if I put this in here, you're going to get minus 8k squared is going to be giving me 64. Actually, I'll write it here now, so that's going to be part B. I'm going to get 64k squared. and then minus 4ac. 4 times a times c is going to be 4 times 8, 632, and that will equal 0 since there is only one root. So state that in the exam for one root, okay, which is a double root. So bring that to the other side, divide it through, you're going to get k squared is going to equal to 32 over 64, which is a half, and then square root that, you're going to get square root of that is 1 over root 2, which is root 2 over 2. Yeah, okay. And don't forget, put your square root, so you got a plus or a minus there. So now let's go and find out what the roots are. So we're going to go back to this equation, which we proved here, and find out what the roots are. So we know, let's just separate this. We know that, let's say, when k is equal to a positive root 2 over 2, then this equation is going to become x squared. That times, so k is root 2 over 2, so divide that by 2 is going to give me 4. So that's going to be a minus 4 root 2 x plus 8 equals to 0. And now if I complete the square here, I'll get x minus 2, actually root 2 root 2, square that, because I've got x squared, double that is going to give me minus root 2. I'm going to end up with that squared, so I need to take that away. So 2 squared is 4, root 2 squared is 2, 2 times 4 is 8, so I'm going to have minus 8 plus 8. So they're going to cancel each other out, since it's there's only one root, so you're going to end up with x minus 2 root 2 squared is going to equal 0, which means get rid of the square root and take that to the side, so x can equal 2 root 2, since that's a double root. So you'll get that. Now look back at the equation, because from here, this one, since you know from here, I'm going to write here, you've got 2 log root 2 of x. So just by stating that, when you got that, x has to be greater than 0. Okay, can't be negative, because when that's negative, log will not exist. So therefore, I'm happy with this. Okay, so that is definitely one of our roots. Now just to be sure, because it goes find the value of this root, so let's just be sure that's the only root we got. Let's have a look when k is equal to minus root 2 over 2. So you're going to get a similar situation here when you plug it in this equation. But instead of the plus, that's going to end up being minus. 2 negatives make a positive, so you're going to end up with x squared plus 4 root 2 of x plus 8 equals 0. Then when you factorize that, again you're going to get, but instead of the negative, you're going to get the positive. When you take that off, that's going to be minus 8 plus 8. They're going to cancel each other out. So then you end up with x equals, that's the only root here, which is going to be a minus 2 root 2. And this time x is, since x has to be greater than 0, we cannot accept this. Okay, and need to reject. So therefore, the only root is x equals 2 root 2. Okay, so that's the only root that's going to exist. if you want